Hey, good morning, family. Good morning, God's people. And we're back. Thank the Lord for safe travels over the highways and byways, the going and coming. Thank Him for just safety and protection. I take nothing for granted. There was so many accidents and things up in Ohio because of some of the snow and the ice that were forming that way, and there's a lot of traveling, and my family passed by a lot of accidents, some pretty severe. So prayers are going out for those families who did experience those accidents. But I also just want to thank the Lord for protecting us and keeping us and being faithful to us like he always is. So I wanted to talk about some of these consequences because that's a serious part of this story. Early in my rebellion, most of the consequences were misdemeanors, things like DUIs, things that cost me monetarily, and my license a lot of times. So I would go in and out of jail based on DUIs and driving a suspended license or with no license and things like that. And the time that I would spend was only a week or a couple of weeks, sometimes 45 days. And my then wife, bless her heart, would oftentimes come and bail me out, probably more times than she cares to remember or than that I care to remember. And there'd be another vehicle totaled, another wreck, another insurance claim, just over and over and over again, bless her heart. Until finally, like I said, that was over and the phone stopped ringing, and I was left to deal with these things on my own, which is the way that things should be, because people like me, people like I was, don't learn unless we have to have consequences. And they call it tough love or whatever they call it, but I do know that it's only the providence of God that we go through some of these things that will finally pull us out of that type of behavior. And for me, it took a whole lot. On one of these occasions, when I was incarcerated for driving a suspended license, just before I was about to get out, I was jumped or attacked by two other inmates. And I went in there playing around, because I knew it was just a misdemeanor, wouldn't be long, and so I had began to be a thief on the street. And so they had these vending machines in the jail, and I decided to make this little tool with a screw to break into the vending machine and steal the snacks out. And this tool looked like a weapon, and so when I was jumped by these other inmates, I injured both of them pretty severely. And though I didn't have the tool or the weapon on me at the time, when the jail staff went to my sleeping area, they found it. And with my military background, hand-to-hand combat, MMA experience, boxing, wrestling, those type of things, they decided to charge me with a felony assault on those two guys, even though they jumped me. But so while in jail for a misdemeanor, I caught two felonies, one with inmate in possession of a weapon, and for felony assault on those two individuals, which extended my stay pretty far. So I ended up having to serve another 6 months or something like that, and then left with a felony on my record, which I hadn't had up to the age of 37. So I started catching serious charges later. It's interesting because as a Christian, as a believer, the word says that we go from glory to glory. We continue to rise in our level of service to the Lord and our understanding of the kingdom, and just our understanding of our righteousness and identity in Christ. But I think it's also the same on the other side. You go from depravity to deeper depravity, and so for me, it didn't start off with high crimes. It started small and then ever increasing in the seriousness. So that was my first felony, and then there was many that followed shortly thereafter.